Welcome to Media Men Online. I am Dan. This is Isaiah.
Hey.
And as always, these are the numbers for the week of January 27th, 2023. So we're going to do something a little bit different this time because we all know what the number one movie of the weekend was. And I'm personally tired of talking about it. We're going to do box office rankings 6 through 2. So at number 6 is Plane. The previous ranking of 5. This is its second week with a steep drop off. Previous week, 10,265,000, all the way down to 5,280,000. Please go see this movie. If you like action movies, especially old style action movies, go see it. Yeah, it's a survival turned military turned escape the island style. It has layers
it teaches
to it.
Genres, and it's really interesting. Number 5, we have A Man Called Otto. Its previous ranking was 4. Weeks out is 4. Box office earnings of 8,802,000. Previous week was 12,828,000, so a little bit of a drop off there.
So number 4 is Missing. It's brand new, first week out, and has a box office earnings of 9,154,000 in comparison to a similar movie called Searching, an opening weekend of $388,000.
Up next, we have Megan at number 3. Its previous rank was 2. It's been out for 3 weeks. Box office earnings for the week were 9.7 million, almost a 50% cut, as last week it was 18.3 million. I'm just glad the movie's doing well. I think they already announced a sequel.
All right, number 2 is Puss in Boots: The Last Switch. This movie keeps on chugging. Previous ranking of 3 is now up to 2. This is the 5th week in the box office with a previous week earnings of $14.5 million and current box office earnings of $11.8 million. So it's just holding strong and
doing very well.
Yeah. And speaking of this weekend, Philadelphia Eagles NFC Championship. You know, I never mention them on this show, but they're in the NFC Championship game, so go Birds. All right, so these are the upcoming movies for January 27th, 2023.
First up, we have Infinity Pool, with notable cast members being Alexander Skarsgård from the Amazing Northman movie, and Mia Goth from the not-so-amazing movie X.
and Pearl.
Of those
movies. Soon as I saw Mia Goth, I'm like, man, I don't think I'm going to see this movie.
But it's got Alexander Skarsgård in it, though.
That's true.
Your number 2 movie of last year.
Yes.
But it's a horror mystery from the studio Neon. The synopsis for this movie is: James and M. Foster are enjoying an all-inclusive beach vacation in the fictional island of Latoka when a fatal accident exposes the resort's perverse subculture of hedonistic tourism, reckless violence, and surreal horrors. This movie looks kind of crazy. I don't know, it looks kind of weird and body horror-esque, sort of, in a way. Kind of what, Cronenberg is really known for, the father. So I'm interested to see what
Yeah, so it looks batshit insane, and they don't give away a lot in the trailer, which is good. Next up, we have Blood. Notable cast member Skeet Ulrich from Scream, and the first Scream, of course. He played the boyfriend. And a movie called Chill Factor. Very underrated, kind of stupid movie from the late 90s. This is a thriller by Vertical Entertainment. So the synopsis: Jess, a nurse who's separated from her husband, moves with her daughter and young son, Owen, back into their old farmhouse. Shortly after settling in, Owen is bitten by a dog, resulting in a mysterious infection from the bite. And I was thinking, oh, this is clearly a rabies-type situation. Vampire. This is not a rabies-type situation. Possibly vampires, which transmitted from the dog, but my hope for this movie is that they never tell us.
I don't think it's the dog, because near the end of the trailer, they talk about the tree.
Oh, yeah, they do.
I think it was just that the dog injured him, which is what led him to getting into the hospital and getting sick, and where he needed the blood to heal.
I like that. Yeah, so essentially it's the mother trying to do whatever it takes to keep the child. I mean, she has to keep giving him blood, keep him from getting sick or dying or eating somebody, but my hope is they, don't explain what it is, maybe till the end, till they figure it out, or whatever the case. But
I hope they just don't explain it in general. I
super
find
interesting.
it's way more interesting and terrifying when you like. What's more scary, the unknown or knowing what it is? It's
Depends
always
on
the
what it
unknown.
is.
Well, I don't
I
know.
mean, if the known is a fucking tiger about to eat your ass, then it's still pretty scary.
Well, I mean, like when it comes to like the horror stuff like this, where it's just like
Yeah.
up next, somehow even more like this trailer. Oh my gosh, Fear, not based off the video game, like I thought from all the posters I've seen of it, but
Yeah.
it's a thriller from Hidden Empire. The synopsis, which you will not get at all from the trailer, though it makes sense now. A much needed getaway and a celebration weekend turns into a nightmare due to the contagious airborne threat. I mean, that kind of gave away what it is, but I was just watching this trailer. I was like, what the heck is going on? Like, it's just weird images one after the other. That's the trailer.
It's like the trailer shows in the beginning these bunch of people sitting around a campfire and they all share what their fears are. And then seemingly throughout the trailer, their fears are coming true. The one girl says she's afraid of drowning, and they show her in the bathtub completely submerged. So, is it a ghost situation? We don't really know, but I'm
Well, it
kind of
says
interested to find out. It does come out today, so I think I might go check this out. Next up, we have Maybe I Do. Notable cast members: Richard Gere, William H. Macy from Shameless, and Emma Roberts from Scream 4 and The Hunt. If you haven't seen The Hunt, by the way, go see The Hunt.
yes, that
Um,
movie came out at like the worst possible time,
yeah.
also with the worst possible media coverage.
But the thing about it is the media trashed it so hard. We'll get into this movie, maybe I do in a second. But the media trashed The Hunt so hard that they didn't realize that it was a political satire smashing both sides of the
Yeah,
fence.
that's why
So,
it's people just thought, oh, it's making fun of the leftists, and it's like, yes. Also, it makes fun of the
and
rights people
yeah,
as well. Like
it's
that's
making
what
fun
made
of
it so
anyone.
funny.
Yeah. Last thing about The Hunt, there is a very old review up on the channel. I'm thinking maybe at some point we're going to do a revisit, because I went through and listened to some of those old ones, and there is definitely progress that we've made in this podcast, because some of those are pretty damn rough. So Maybe I Do is a romantic comedy by Vertical Entertainment. Michelle and Alan are in a relationship. They decide to invite their parents to finally meet about marriage. Turns out the parents already know one another well, which leads to some differing opinions about marriage. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
Life Upside Down. At first, when I saw the title of this movie and I saw that, oh, Bob Odenkirk's in it, I was like, oh, this looks interesting. Its genre is somehow a comedy from IFC Films.
Yeah.
Three couples who know one another are stuck at home during the beginning of lockdown. Jonathan, Calissa, and Paul will see their lives turned upside down, forced to look at each other and ultimately at themselves.
There's two things I have here. A, people don't want to be reminded of the pandemic that we just are kind of crawling our slow ass ways out of. B, the pandemic was boring as shit. Why would we want to see a movie about people sitting around the house? Like, we did that for what? Almost 2 full years, and we're kind of still doing it a little bit,
Yeah.
especially where Isaiah and I work. We're always having to wear masks. So who is this for?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it could be an interesting movie if done properly, like, with the beginning of the pandemic, but it literally just looks like home camera. Like, it literally feels like it was filmed during March of 2020. It's just like straight camera shots of people like on their homemade cameras and just talking to each other over things. It just doesn't look like it's shot interestingly at all. But it just looks so boring, like no
I
effort went into it at all.
completely disagree with that. Like, I couldn't disagree more. I don't see a manner in which you could shoot people sitting in their homes in an interesting way.
Well, so you would do it by just not having them sitting in their homes.
What's
And
the
it's
name of the movies where it's done all on a screen, but there's a bunch of murders?
I know the second one's Dark Web.
Yeah, what are those
Unfriended.
movies? Okay. So if this was Unfriended 3, I'd watch it. So last up we have Left Behind: Rise of the Antichrist. It is a Fathom event, a thriller, and it is only available this weekend. Now I assume shortly thereafter we'll get it on VOD, but It's a 4-day Fathom event in theaters. So today through the rest of the weekend. So the synopsis: the only light after the world falls into chaos is a charming new leader who rises to the head of the UN. But does he bring hope for a better future, or is it the end of the world?
It says Rise of the Antichrist, I wonder.
There is a lot of like fake news talk and like, is it even real to begin with in the trailer? So I'm not quite sure exactly what's going on, but I don't know.
It's from the book, based off the book series Left Behind. It's made by the same guy who made like God's Not Dead and whatnot, so it is coming from like a Christian perspective.
All right, so that's going to do it for us. Check out our Pokemon Scarlet and Violet review. It is now the highest viewed video on the channel. We did it. I worked my ass off on that freaking video, on the editing and everything, and just check it out. Let us know what you think. Leave a like, all that stuff. Notification bell. You guys know how YouTube works. So, all right, on that note, we will catch you guys later.